to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a Bit Weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of August, 2015. And this is episode 152. Ta-da! We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys, to all our returning viewers. And a big hi-ya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Mare, we have some new members in our group that introduced themselves this week, so why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Gabby, who is Gabigales from Connecticut. Kim, who is Kimmery from Washington. Becca, who is Becca Hoffman from the DC area. And Elizabeth, who is Elizabeth Dawn from Germany.
Hi, welcome. We're glad to have you. So, Mare, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do?
Join.
And then what?
Introduce yourself in our introductions thread and we'll give you a shout out on our next episode.
Why is it important to be a member of the Ravelry group?
Because you can enter cals and giveaways.
That's right. If you're not a member, you can't win. Speaking of giveaways, we have 2 winners to announce at the end of the podcast. And we also have 1 giveaway still ongoing. And we have 2 more giveaways upcoming at the end of the month. Giveaways galore. So, well, I think with that, we're ready to get started. So here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Mare?
I'm still doing the Beekeeper's Quilt by Tiny Owl Knits. I made this hexapuff this week.
What's the yarn and everything?
I think this is Black Rainbow.
From?
Knitting Goddess.
Yeah, because I bought you that set at, one of the fiber festivals I went to.
Yes.
So how many hexapuffs do you have now?
40.
40? Oh my gosh, I thought you were maybe 25 or so.
No.
Holy crap! That's more than I expected.
But it's still not enough to make a quilt.
No, it's probably enough to make a little pillow. 40, that's awesome.
Okay.
So have you finished Black Rainbow now?
No.
You still have more colors?
I think I have purple, but I think that's it.
But you still have yarn left from them.
Yes.
So you could mix and match them or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else are you knitting on?
I am knitting some super secret coffee inspired socks designed by you on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters, and the yarn is Knitting in France Sparkles in the Gradient Pink colorway.
How much can I pull? Oh, I'll just mind. I'm trying to see if the sparkle will pick up.
The sparkles were showing up.
Oh, I didn't see them.
They were.
Where? I don't see them.
I saw them. They were there.
I thought turning it that way it might show the sparkles. How far are you into the sock?
I finished the heel.
Have you started the leg?
Yes.
Good. Awesome. So maybe you'll be done with it by the end of the week. All right. Are you working on anything else?
Nope.
All right.
So what are you working on?
I'm working on 3 things. So first up, I'm working on the Wayfarer Shawl by Jen Lucas. This is from the Doomsday Knits collection. And I'm on US 4s, 3.5 mil needles. And I'm using Cool Tree Cash Merino in the Maldives in May colorway. And this is better than what it was showing last night on Instagram. I was having trouble photographing it. So, this, if you've been watching, you'll know that this is, what am I trying to say? You knit 2 triangles, and then you, why can't I talk today?
You lace them together?
You lace them together, and why can't I figure out how this is supposed to be? So is that, so I think that's...
You lace them together right here in the middle.
Yes, but it's up and down, isn't it? No, this is on the bottom. No, this is on the...
I thought that was the middle.
I don't know. I'm very confused. I'm confusing my brain. So I've done 3 repeats of the lace here. But I still have quite a lot of yarn left. Because it'll take, approximately the same amount for the other one. So I'm thinking I have enough to do 1 more repeat of the lace. But I can't, I think that's where you lace it right there. So then it would be like that. Right? I think so. I think so. Anyway, so I am working on that, so I probably will go ahead and do one more repeat of the lace on that one and then bind it off, and then I'll be ready to cast on the second one, which is a smidge different to make them, you know, because they are opposite. So, yeah. And I still don't know what I'm going to use to lace it. I need to, like, take it with me and pop into the shop where I'm going to buy the thing and look at different options. Because I could do ribbon, I could do leather. So, I need to do that. So, sorry, it's clinking. The next thing I'm working on is my zigzag blanket. This is a free pattern called the 10 Stitch Zigzag by Frankie Brown. I'm trying to find, oh, there it is. And I'm using US 4s, 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn I'm using right now are 2 of the colorways of West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the Country Birds collection, and I'm using Owl and Pheasant. So I was right here after we recorded last week, and I've done all that. So I have one zigzag left in this. And then the next colorway I'm going to do is from Pandy is Jewels. This is on her snug base, and this is the Lollybrock colorway. This was the Outlander colorway that Julia and I did the Lady of Lollybrock kit. So that is going to be the next colorway in the blanket. So I will have finished this stripe and started a new stripe by this time next week. And then the final thing on my needles is a pair of vanilla socks from my free CC's Vanilla Cappuccino Socks pattern on Ravelry. I'm on US 1.5s, 2.5 mil needles, and I'm using Mint Rain hand-dyed self-striping tough sock in the Zombie Love colorway. And I finished the first sock. It slid a little bit. Let's see if we can get it back lined up. There we go. So there is the first sock. And I like my socks tall, so they're even taller than the mannequin foot. But I really, really love how this turned out. And I am working on the second sock. So I've got the toe done, and where the yellow one is where I started on the foot. So I'm almost 2 thick stripes through on the foot. So I'm making really good progress on that. And that's everything. It's on my needles right now. So, well, I guess we'll move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
Yes, I finished one thing this week. This is this week's Preemie hat. This is number 31 for this year. And this is from my free top-down Preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I did it on US 6's 4.0 millimeter, and I have no clue what the yarn is. It's an unknown. But I really like how it turned out. Yeah, fun colors. That's it. I have no clue what the yarn is. I think somebody, one of our viewers sent. I think it was in some of the yarn that I've been sent by viewers to use for Preemie hats. So, but it's fun color, cute pom pom, and that's what I finished this week. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. And this week we're going to start with nail polish. Because I was having a bad day, and I decided I needed to treat myself. So I got 2 new nail polishes. So this one is Berry M brand. Both of them are Berry M brand in the Full Throttle colorway. Colorway, yeah. Colorway. So it's kind of an orange, it's an orange, kind of a pale orange. Pastel. It made me think of autumn is on its way. And then the other colorway is also from Barry M. This is the Aquarium collection. And the colorway is Mediterranean. And I actually have it on. And I think I have found my new favorite color of nail polish. Mediterranean. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. So, nail polish. Yummy. So, Mary, you have a Yummy that you would like to discuss.
Yes, at GeekyCon this past weekend, there was Night Vale stuff, and this was the only one I could find a video of, but it's Cecil reading the second chapter of the Night Vale novel, and a bit of a Q&A.
Okay, so if somebody doesn't know what Night Vale is, would you explain it?
It's a surreal horror and humor podcast, told in the style of a radio show.
Okay. And you're going to talk more about Night Vale when we get into what we're watching and reading. We really should change it to what you're reading, watching, and listening to.
In that order.
I know. We probably should really change it. Remind me and I'll see if we can change it.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about Night Vale right now?
No.
Okay. I'm still doing Stash Dash 2015, which is a knit along with the Knit Girls. It's coming up to its end, I think, end of next week. So there's details about it in the show notes, but I am aiming to get 5,000 meters, and thus far I have 4,836.9 meters, so I need 163.1 more meters. However, Laura said that if you finish one sock out of a pair but don't finish the pair, you can count the one finished sock. So that would put me really close, if not over, with the sock that I just finished. I mean, I'm going to try to finish this pair.
You can do it.
But I think that puts me over. I'm not going to add it to it, though, unless I need it at the very last minute and I haven't finished the pair. So, okay, let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. Mare, what is it?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge.
Yeah, there should be a C on the end, but it's not.
It's implied.
Yeah, GGK Crafty Pad C just doesn't have the same ring as GGK Crafty Pad.
Okay, so, and we have a list of prompts for each month, and you take a picture related to the prompt for that day, and then post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. There's not really a theme to this month, just lots of things. So, and we are well over 10,000 now. In fact, we were at 10,000 before last week's episode went live. So, yay. In fact, I think we're over, I don't know, I can't remember what number it was, but we're well over 10,000. So, yay. Yay. So, Mare, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked, 5 photos from other people that we liked, and the August GGK Crafty Pad list.
That's right, so here it comes. So those were the photos. What do you think? Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about upcoming events we'll be attending. We've added a new one. Am I talking about this or are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so do y'all remember back in episode 109? So that's been, this is episode 152, 43.
A little less than a year?
A little less than a year ago. Episode 109, in which birthdays are yummy. So last October, it must be. That Melanie from the Savvy Girls podcast was in our podcast. She came over and while she was here, she performed for us at the Safari Lounge at our knitting group. And we did a little bit of clips from that for the podcast. Well, she is coming back over to Edinburgh for the Fringe, which is a month, not quite a month long. It happens in August. Festival of shows and plays and musicals and cabarets and gosh, I don't even know. I mean, they literally have a book of all the shows that are going on. It's insane. Insane. If you're not interested in the Fringe, August is not a good time to visit Edinburgh because it's almost impossible to get a place to stay. So, and if you can't find a place, it's very expensive. So, anyway, she's coming over. She's going to be doing her Stitch in Time, a knitting cabaret show from the 14th to the 31st of August, except for the 18th and 25th, at 7 p.m. at the Safari Lounge, 21 Cadzal Place. So let me just tell you a little bit about her show. I got this from her site. It's an hour-long concert of lost British and North American World War I and World War II knitting songs. They range from the novelty tunes of London's Denmark Street to big band songs by Vic Mizzy and Glenn Miller. And the music will be interspersed with historical anecdotes about
Anecdotes.
Anecdotes, not antidotes. Antidotes is something to heal you. Anecdotes about wartime knitting. For example, spies who used knitting as code and Lord Kitchener's knitting innovation. And audience members are encouraged to bring their knitting or crochet and stitch away throughout the show. So I have put a video clip in the show notes of Melanie singing one of her songs. You and I will be attending the show on Monday, the 17th of August. And I've put a link in the show notes if you would like to get tickets. So, we will be at Stitch in Time, a knitting cabaret on Monday, the 17th of August at 7 p.m. So that's a new event we'll be attending. And then, am I next or you? Me? Okay, I'm still talking. We're going to be attending Yarn in the City, the Great London Yarn Crawl, on Saturday, the 5th of September. I think it was yesterday when they posted that there was only 6 tickets left. So if you want to go, you better go check because they might even all be gone by now. So we'll be there for that. We'll be on Team Camel. Okay, it's your turn.
Yes. The Geeky Puffin Knitpalooza, which was a retreat you and I and our friend Sam are co-hosting here in Edinburgh from Thursday the 29th of October to Sunday the 1st of November.
Yes. So, we announced this week that about the vendor market we officially announced about the vendor market being open to the public on Saturday the 31st of October 2015 from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'm getting my phone because I have a list of the vendors and I can tell you who all is going to be here if you give me about 3 seconds to click on it. Got it. Okay, so the vendor market will include Tin Can Knits, Ginger Twist Studio, Rainbow Heirloom, Pandia's Jewels, Java Pearl Designs, Knit Run Dig, Afaya, is that right how you spell it? Okay, I got it right, yay! Spin Pretty, Suffolk Socks, Treadling Woman, and Wool Rush, and maybe a few other people. But at this point, that's what it is. But we also announced that we are going to open up some of our classes to the general public after we assign classes to the retreat attendees, and they have first dibs at if they want to take extra classes. But after that is taken care of, we will be opening some spots in the classes as available. If you would like early access to sign-ups for those classes, you need to go join our newsletter. There's a link in the show notes, but it's http://eepearl.com/BUOYIF. So we will open those sign-ups on Friday, the 11th of September, and then we'll open them to the public on Saturday, the 12th of September. So if you want early access, go join the newsletter. So our 7 classes, and hopefully we'll have at least one spot in every class that we can offer. So we've got Getting to Grips with Social Media, Drop Spindling for Beginners, Introduction to Fair Isle, Beginner Magic Loop, Sock Heels Masterclass, Short Rows, and Finishing Techniques. So if you are interested in those classes or the vendor market, sign up for the newsletter so we can keep you updated. Did I tell them how much it would cost to get into the vendor market?
Don't think so.
I don't think so. So it's either £3 per person or one knit or crocheted item to donate to charity. So we do still have spots to attend the retreat. We have some twin rooms available still with 2 single beds with a shared ensuite bathroom, as well as non-residential attendees who get everything except for a place to sleep. So meals and everything are all included. And the retreat is all inclusive, so you're getting your room, you're getting all of your meals, you're getting 2 classes, and the option to take more, goodie bags, yarn crawl, door prizes, exclusive yarn. I don't know. I can't even say it all. So if you're interested, please go sign up. We'd like to fill up our remaining spots as soon as possible. And yeah, I think that is everything about the retreat. So I think we're ready to move on. Oh wait, what's the website?
geekypuffinknitpalooza.com.
That's right. And now let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to.
Ba-bum! We've just renamed this segment. So what are you reading?
Allegiant by Veronica Roth. It's the 3rd book in the Divergent series.
Yes. So you previously just read the 2nd one.
Yes.
And so this is the 3rd one. And that's all. There's no more, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So how far are you in? What do you think?
About 30%.
Okay. What are you thinking?
I like it.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to say about it?
No.
Okay.
What are you reading?
Well, I am reading my nonfiction book number 8 for the year. It's called Christ Plays in 10,000 Places, A Conversation in Spiritual Theology by Eugene H. Peterson. It's good, but it's a lot to take in. So I think I may need to, I think I mentioned this last week, that I may need to rethink my goal for the year? What?
Remake? Rethink?
Rethink?
Replan?
Whatever it is. Because I had, my goal was to do 1 nonfiction book a month. But Revise, that's it. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that with this book, and there's 4 more in the series. I just can't take it all in very fast. So, it's going to take me, I think, longer to read than a month. So, but then fiction-wise, I read Miss, I don't know how you say this, Peregrine's? Is that how
I would say Peregrine.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. It was okay, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't like OMG. There's time travel elements, etc., etc. I didn't like it enough to go on to the next book, but it was okay. And then I read Miami Requiem by J.B. Turner, which was a mystery thriller. And it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. And then now I'm reading The Emperor's Edge by Lindsay Barockers. Is that how you would say that name? Sure. And I just barely have started it, but it's really interesting so far. It's kind of a, oh gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. It's sort of a steampunk, but with like an emperor and I'm trying to think what they call the police officers. I can't remember, but anyway, it's interesting so far. So I'm looking forward to seeing if I continue liking it, because I think there are like maybe 4 more books in the series. So I've just barely started that. So that is what I am reading. So I think we're ready to talk about what we're watching.
Yes.
Go for it.
We finished rewatching season 5 and are now rewatching season 6 of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yes.
Yes.
There was the time travel
Yes.
cliffhanger. What did you think of that one?
I liked it.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. And the one where Deanna grew old very, very quickly.
Yes.
And they had to kill her and then bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So, mid-season is when Deep Space Nine starts. So we will be watching them
Concurrently.
I would say chronologically as to when they...
Concurrently, though.
Yes, but chronologically, too.
Okay.
Because we have it bookmarked to the Star Trek chronology. This is the episode where I can't say words. But that's almost every episode, so... yeah, so anything else about Star Trek?
No.
Okay, you're talking the next one, too.
We're watching Emma Approved.
Which is?
A web series, which is a modern-day adaptation of Jane Austen's Emma.
Yes. We're probably about 3/4 of the way.
Yes. Bad things are about to happen,
Well,
and I know.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you, but I've watched this twice, and it was terrible both times.
Well, don't tell me that. But I was not thrilled that they brought in, what's her name from Lizzie Bennett? Caroline. Oh my gosh. She is not a nice person. At all. Emma is still annoying me. Maybe not as much. She's still annoying me some. Anything else you want to say about that without spoiling me?
It's terrible.
Okay. The Hubs and I are watching season 7 of Murdoch Mysteries. So we dealt again with... Oh, what's his name? James... Gillies. And they thought he was dead. And then last night's episode, the very end, Dr. Ogden got a letter from him saying that if she leaves Murdoch, he will leave them alone for good. But if she tells William about the letter, both of them will get killed. What's going to happen? OMG.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm marathoning season 3 of Arrow. Thea was dying. She died. They brought her back to life. And now he is the...
Bad guy?
Razag, whatever his new name is. He's a bad guy. He's with the League of Assassins.
What?
I think I have 3 more episodes left in this season. I have not gotten to watch much. Actually, I watched 1 episode this week. Watched it yesterday. Mm-hmm. So, maybe I can try to finish it this week. That would be good. And then the Hubs and I are watching season 6 of Rizzolian Isles as it airs. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was the awful one about the teenage boy who's a murderer, but he's really, what's the word? Pathological?
I don't know.
We're watching season 1 of Dark Matter as it airs.
Yes.
This week's was better than last week's, in my opinion. But the final scene where he finds out that it's what's his name that killed.
Ooh.
We're watching series 1 of Partners in Crime as it airs, which is a adaptation of some of Agatha Christie's short stories, and we're enjoying that, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's all you. Go ahead. I'm just going to sit here and knit.
It's my turn.
Damaris, what are you listening to?
Welcome to Night Vale, the 71st episode. Well, episode 71 came out this past week. So, I'm gonna talk about it.
Go for it.
Okay. New theme song.
We don't like when they change their theme songs.
There's a new theme song. I don't know if it's just for this episode. It was like, and Joseph Fink, who's the one half of the writers and the producer, tweeted, "Hey, Disparition, who is the guy who does all the music, has got a surprise for you on this episode." I'm like, who could it be? New theme song. That's what it is.
But you don't know if it's gonna stay that way or not.
No, I don't.
We don't like when things change their theme songs.
I mean, it's kind of the same tune, but it's different instruments, so it sounds different.
It's like, it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, my time is finally here.
Okay. Carlos, scientist extraordinaire, extraordinary scientist. Great hair. Steve Carlsberg, jerk, good father. Maybe. Don't tell him that.
Okay. I won't tell him.
He doesn't like Steve Carlsberg.
Oh, I don't know who Steve Carlsberg is.
A jerk.
Okay, sure. Go for it.
And boy, have I almost died. I have almost died a lot. That's the exact tone he said it in.
I'm sorry. Please don't die.
No,
I don't want you to almost die.
No.
Stay with me, Maris.
No.
Stay with me.
That's the exact tone Cecil said it in. He's like, boy, have I almost died.
You can't die.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then he was telling the all of his listeners, the secret plans of his super secret heist on the radio.
So that everybody knows?
Yes, but it was all part of the plan. So the city council would get distracted by his fake plan while the real plan was in play. And the foolish, brave Steve.
Is this his name, Steve, who's a jerk?
Yes. He's trying to be nice because Steve Carlsberg is his brother-in-law.
Cecil's brother-in-law?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He's trying.
Okay.
And it's better than one of the early episodes where he couldn't even take care of a tan Corolla.
Okay.
And then at the end, in the credits, instead of Welcome to Night Vale as a production of Commonplace Books, it's a production of Night Vale Presents. And then Joseph Fink tweeted, Night Vale Presents. More soon.
Interesting.
What does this mean?
So how long do you have to wait for the next episode?
It's on the 15th.
And today is the 5th, so 10 days?
They're on the 1st and 15th of every month.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, anything else you want to say about what we're reading, watching, or listening to?
Nope.
Alright, well let's move on to the next segment. And now we're going to talk about our summertime and the living is easy.
Cal.
That's right. So this runs from the 1st of June through the 31st of August, which means you have less than a month to go. This is for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to summer. How do they do that, Mare?
By the purpose, the pattern name, design element, colorway name.
And if none of those work,
you made it in the summer.
That's right, you did. So, no whips. You have to start at June 1st or later and finish it no later than the 31st of August. Feel free to double dip into their cows as long as you meet their rules. Every project you finish and post counts as one entry. You have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit Ravelry group in order to participate. Post a
picture of your finished project in our FO thread.
Yes, the F's and the P's kept getting mixed up. We'll lock the thread the morning of the 1st of September and announce winners on the next podcast. You'll have 30 days to claim your prize if you are a winner. or you forfeit it. There's a chatter thread in the group. And since this is the beginning of the month, let us talk about the prizes and details. In details. And details or in detail. Any of those. So first up, donated by Sam, who is Stealth Dragon, who has the Knit Run Dig podcast and project bag shop. She donated one of her Knit Run Dig project bags. Next up, we have Christy, who is Christy Ray on Ravelry. She donated 3 coupon codes for $5.50 to My Pattern Store. $5.50 will either get you 1 pattern, or you can use it as partial payment towards any of my ebooks. Next up, we have Eileen, who is Twisting Pearls on Ravelry. She donated a skein of Space Cadet Celeste in the Alpha Centauri colorway. Next up, we have Lydia, who is Gypsy the Dog. She donated a single pattern up to $10 US from Ravelry. And then finally, from our bag of prizes, we have a little collection. It's a Yellow Bear Wears greeting card, the Gilver pattern by Joe Kelly, and the Knitting Woman by John Vetterlin. So those are our 4, 5, 6, 7 prizes. So make sure and get your projects finished and posted in the FO thread. Speaking of finished projects, Mary, you know that there are a lot of finishers this week.
Yes.
So why don't you give them all a shout out?
Okay, Abby In ×2, Atara ×2, Ahola Knitting, Allison Roseboom ×6, Angie's Hip, Bindi J, CJ Bullion, Church Lane, Ellie 15, Faithful Knitter ×6, Gypsy the Dog, Kitty Kitty J, Knit Princess 83, Knitting Flutist, KPM CQS, Crafty Mama ×2, Little Angel SG2 ×2, El McCall ×2, Looney Hiker ×2, Masterbox P248 ×4, Mimi Teacher ×2, Muzzer Z ×3, Mystery Sewer, Penny Gale, Phoenix Fire ×2, Rue CMC, Rosie JPM, Ruzy ×2, RS Island, Tiny Dancer Knits, and Twisting Pearls.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects and get them posted, and you might be one of the winners. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
Yes. So what is this week's question?
This week's question is from Melody, who is Crafty Lady Mel from Florida. And the question is, I would like to know what kind of yarn would either of you choose to make fingerless gloves for someone who works outdoors in cool weather. My hubby is a carpenter who works with his hands every day, and sometimes he is outside. I made him a pair of gloves with sock yarn a few years ago. I need to make him another pair, but I would like some ideas for yarn to make him an even warmer pair. I don't want to make them with bulky weight. Thanks.
Okay. So these are just off the top of our heads when we read the question before we started recording. And I'm going to link them all in the show notes. So you said that you'd used sock weight in the past, so we didn't choose any sock weight to mention to you. And we didn't choose any bulky weight. We've got some DK and some worsted, I believe. So part of this is going to depend on if your husband has an allergy to wool. I knit myself some fingerless gloves, a couple years ago? Yeah. Out of some 100% wool, and my skin did not like it. I had a reaction to it on my hands. So you need to think about that. If your husband can handle 100% wool, I would recommend West Yorkshire Spinners 100% BFL DK would be a good option. You could also try West Yorkshire Spinners Jacob DK. And then what other ones do I have that are... so Rainbow Heirloom Worsted Sweater is 100% merino. So that would be a little thicker, but it's not bulky weight. You could also try Ginger's Hand-Dyed Masham Mayhem DK, which is 50% BFL and 50% Masham, which is the type of sheet. I looked it up. You could also try Pandia's Jewel's Delight, which is a DK. It's 100% merino. If you want something more commercially available, you could try any of the Regia 6 plies, which are going to be different combinations, and you'd be able to get those with some kind of combination of wool and or nylon and, a mixture. If you want something super luxurious, which is maybe something you don't want to make for your husband, but you might make for yourself, you could try Rainbow Heirloom Lush DK, which is a 70% alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. Those would be luxurious. So those are just a few thoughts off the top of my head, and your head while we were thinking about the question. I put a link to all of those that we mentioned in the show notes. But I think you're first going to have to decide what weight of yarn you do want and figure out if your husband can deal with 100% wool, because that's going to affect your options. But 100% wool is going to be warm, which was one of your requirements. So I would do that. So my question now is, what would you viewers recommend? Come to the Ravelry group, and in this week's episode thread, so this is episode 152, why don't you tell us what type of yarn you would recommend to make fingerless gloves that that would be warm and no bulky weight. So let us know what you would suggest, because I think it'd be interesting to hear from other people. Hope that answered your question, Melody. Mare, what should they do if they have a question for us?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for giveaways.
And we have 2 winners this week. So the first giveaway that we have is the 1,000 members giveaway. This was a lot of fun because we had y'all looking for members of the group who were close to you in distance.
Yes. Close to your heart.
Y'all are right here close to our hearts. We love you. So we had what we did before just before we started recording. We locked the thread and used the random number generator. So, Mare, what is the prize that this winner is going to get?
The prize is more purple than this. More purple.
Tell them what it is.
It is a skein of Yarn Garden lace yarn in the French lilac colorway. It's 100 grams and 800 meters, 870 yards.
Yes.
And it's more purple than this.
And did you say it was in the French lilac colorway?
Yes.
Okay. And
way more purple.
Yeah, it is way more purple than it's showing.
Okay.
We're not recording outside today because it's supposed to rain. I think the weather gods have it out for us. Because it was beautiful on Monday.
Yes.
But not today. But I think the darkness outside is affecting colors. Okay, back to the 1,000 member giveaway. Who is the winner?
The winner of this beautiful skein of yarn is Melody, who is Crafty Lady Mel from Florida, who asked this week's Ask the Geeky Girl question.
Yes, it was quite humorous because we did it and I was like, wait a minute, this sounds really familiar. And yes, it was because she asked the question. So, Melody, Crafty Lady Mel, please send me, Java Pearl, a PM on Ravelry with your full name and mailing address so that I can post this yarn out to you. Now we need to talk about the 150th episode giveaway. So we asked you to share like either your favorite episode or favorite moments. Made us cry.
Apparently people really like my Darcy impression.
Yes, we need another one, please.
Oh, you didn't give me time to think. You're dancing with the only tolerable girl in the... You're dancing with the only tolerable girl in the room, so stop wasting your time with me. I'm sorry, I have to go.
People also liked when the Hubs comes on.
Yes.
They like when we answer questions from viewers. They like our relationship.
They like when I get excited about things?
Yes, because then you talk more. Like what you did about Night Vale a few minutes ago. Some things make you excited. Okay, anyway, so there was lots of entries. Thanks for sharing. It was fun to read through those, even though some of them made us cry. So, The winner of the 150th episode giveaway is getting a skein of Yarn Garden lace yarn in the Medley Lilac colorway, 100 grams, 800 meters, 870 yards, 80% superwash merino, 20% bamboo. And so it's got the same purples as what Damaris's has, but it's got whites as well.
Those purples are also much more purple than they're appearing.
I don't know, they're pretty, it's pretty close. It's much better than the solid purple. Hold it up there now and see if it does it. No, see, it looks
gray.
It does look gray.
It's so sad.
Yes. So, the winner of this skein of yarn is Amy, who is MLA Love 1718 from Ohio. Congratulations, Amy. MLA Love 1718. Please send me, Java Pearl, a PM on Ravelry with your full name and your mailing address so we can mail these to you. So, Melody and Amy, you have 30 days from the day this podcast goes live to claim your prizes. Don't miss out. And yay! All right. Congratulations. Thanks, everybody, for entering. We have another giveaway going on that we'll talk about in just a minute. And stay tuned for at least a couple of giveaways on our third podiversary, which is at the end of the month. All right. Let's move on to the next segment. And we're at the end of the show. Huzzah. So we have another giveaway going. This is our 10,000 hashtag GGK Crafty Pad picks giveaway. The winner is going to win this skein of West Yorkshire Spinners Air Valley DK in the Knitterbocker Glory colorway, which is the same one I did my Mamma Mia tank out of. This was an extra skein. It's 100 grams, 230 yards, 252 meters of 75% wool, 25% nylon. This would be a good choice too for fingerless gloves. Not this colorway, obviously, probably for your husband, Melody, but this would be a good yarn as well. So, we're leaving this thread open till next week till we record the podcast. In order to enter the giveaway, you have to have participated in hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, because what you need to do is post your favorite hashtag GGK Crafty Pad picture that you posted over the last 2.5 years, pardon me. And there is a video tutorial on how to do that in last week's episode. So, get your pictures posted in the thread on Ravelry, and we will draw for a winner next week. What else? Do we have any other announcements?
I don't think so.
We'll have some different recording dates in a few weeks, but for now, we're still on track, but things will change a little bit in September and a little bit in October. So, yay. Okay, well, we just want to remind you that we are Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk affiliates. If you're going to purchase something from one of those two websites, please go to our website, geekygirlsknit.com first, and click through that way. Then Amazon gives us a little money back for everything you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's a great way to support the podcast and pay for prizes such as these, and shipping prizes such as these, and buying badges and business cards and technology and all that kind of stuff. So thanks to those of you who do that. Every single penny or pence helps. So, all right, Mare, why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, I think we are done for the week. We will tell you happy knitting, and we hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So
it's not gonna do it when it's recording.
What are you doing, Damaris?
It's not doing it. The Apple camera has the face recognition boxes, and it thinks this skein of yarn is a face. So it won't do it if it's recording.
So you're doing this thing because you're trying to make it react?
Yes.
But
it's recording, so it won't do it, because you started it recording.
I know, but I thought it was funny that you were doing this thing, so I thought I would record it and put it in the podcast. Because it's funny. But, yeah. Apparently this right here is a face. I'm not sure why, but it is. And now what are you, no.
No.
Now what are you doing? So you're doing this? Is it right? What are you doing?
It's not gonna do it because we're
I
recording.
know, but it's funny. So what are you doing?
I was doing this.
Because what happened?
It made the box.
You can like change the size of the box.
Sure. Okay.
You're quite funny.
You have to do the thing now.
Okay, but you're really funny.